And everyone, welcome to another Your Week with John W., or as Mr. Chris Shelor, you've probably seen before, will say,
What's going on, baby?
that's right, dude. So, big milestone, and wanted to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. A quick dirty 30, as it were, but really just to celebrate the fact, like your last video is popping, man. Like 3.3 million views in 2 or 3 days, which like you've been getting a couple hundred views. Like you take video 155, and like that's a solid 121 views as of right now. Month old, it's good, but you see this one, and it's you, a master of your craft at this point, having put in over
Mhm.
two. Well, you think about it, you put over 2,000 hours into interviewing people, talking to them, and reviewing that. Because I did some math on like video 160, we'll say an hour, 60 minutes each. So you've really put
Sure,
in over 2,000 hours of
sure.
interview time, and that's what it takes to like develop competency and a skill to be a grandmaster. I think it's 10,000. So you're getting
Makes
there.
sense. Yeah, it's moving up, and um, yeah, Grandmasters probably is 10,000 hours. But yeah, I mean, if you average about an hour of episode, you mean your math is correct. I mean, probably have 2,000 hours in it, but it's just like anything else. I mean, you start to learn your style and you learn your flow and how you want the show to, evolve from where you started at on day one, and it's obviously the more you do something and with the work you put into it, what you want to get out of it. So, even in the background, I'm just not just talking and then hanging up everything for the night and being done with it. I make notes. I try to make notes as I talk and interview people or just chat or conversate, whatever you want to say, and just kind of like, oh shit, I said that wrong, or if I got a fact wrong, and that way next time I can kind of go, okay, let's see what I went wrong and what can I do right this time, and then plus, you know, a lot of the work behind the scenes. I don't do a lot of work, but I do some, and that way, if there's subjects coming up that um I'm not going to have a lot of knowledge in,
Hmm.
or know if it's something that could be controversial or whatever. Just something that when I speak about it, at least I know at least halfway intelligently what I'm talking about. So, um, and that helps to help forward the show is that when we start talking and people start to talk about, if it's in, not that I've had any controversial episodes, but if someone that starts to talk about, if weed should be legalized federally or abortion or I don't know what's hot right now.
Roe v. Wade. Yep.
Right, and Elon taking over Twitter. That way, I have something more important to say rather than "that's cool" or "that sucks." So, but yeah, I'm very appreciative. Never thought it was going to get to this far, but yeah, here we are, man, and you just keep grinding, and good things happen. It seems like.
Yeah, it was crazy because I got like your week with John W. I'm gonna have a couple other shows coming out soon. Feel free to like and subscribe, and you can find out more, guys. But one of the main things that I've been doing on the side hustle is a different channel. It's the God Who Weeps, and basically just me doing a gaming channel. I was pretty excited because I just hit 1,000 views for my gaming videos over the last couple months. But then I was so excited. I was like, all right, Chris, let's see how you're doing. I looked at your last video. It was like 3.3K. I was like, shit. I was like, my career is shadowed by this man's last video.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's exactly if I would say that. I mean, this is my first video that's I don't want to say it's blown up, but that's got these type of views. And a lot of that is to that when I have guests on there that I send them all the information. They're
Mhm.
allowed to promote it in any way they want to as well. And so it's to an extra lane of getting traffic to your page or
Right?
something, especially if that person's willing to share it. They had a good interview and they're like, yeah, well, let's get some heat on this guy, which is cool.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the branding or a lot of the marketing probably goes, I mean, for this video in particular to Wayne. And I mean, for his pool and his audience that he has. And I don't know what he does exactly to get that pool, but he does work with it, and he's got a good
Yeah.
following. He's a good guy. And, he's built up a couple of different businesses and he's got
Hmm.
Melody Clouds right now. And which I should say, though, that if you are interested in having a lifetime subscription to Melody Clouds, please feel free to reach out to me and we can set that up for you with,
There it is.
so yeah, and that's cool stuff when they offer stuff like that. It gives people enticements to come in and watch the show. And if that's something as far as these beats and sounds that he's made to help people with, I think is it called tinnitus? I think
Hmm.
it's what it's
Yep.
called. And yeah,
Tinnitus, and it was the second layer. Dude, I read and watch your stuff, but yeah, the tinnitus was a big one, and it's the binaural beats. I had to make sure I said that
Okay.
right, or a binaural. There we go. I can read, and sometimes I can actually say what I'm reading too.
But yeah, man, and it's cool that so when other people are willing to share that, and that's part of, like, I don't want to give out like how the sausage is made, which is, I guess, this is not really how the sausage is made. But when I'm doing these podcasts, and even if, like I said, if we have a controversial topic, but and even if we don't, when we both leave at the end of the video or the chat
Mhm.
or conversation, that we both feel good about how things went, and that's, man, that was a great conversation. Either way,
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Well, I know that a lot of the people, like we've had sidebars, and people don't know about our sidebars, obviously. But one of the main things is that you pride yourself, and I think it really comes through in your videos and your ability to end a video without there being the sense of lack or detriment to somebody. Like you think about those old shock jocks that would bring people on. It's like, hey, you invented this new product. Well, it's a piece of shit, and so are you. What do you think about that? And people are like, and they're on the defensive. Like you really go in with the attitude of being like, all right, first to what you said, and I think it's required and cool. Do you find yourself now a more avid reader and learner because of the topics and the people that you're coming into?
Yeah. I mean, if you, I forgot how many years ago now, but I never was really a big reader in my life ever, unless it was just reading, IGN.com and what articles they came out with about, the review they gave, like, I don't know, for example, just any game in general, and or just random articles you see on the internet. That's as much
Right.
reading as I ever wanted to do. And well, I guess when I don't know when I really started getting into audiobooks, but that was when I think I figured out, maybe I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, if I had to put money on it. But that's when I figured out, okay, I could actually put my headphones in and listen to this book, and then also be able to take the dogs for a walk and be able to do other things where I didn't feel like, oh man, I wasted 30 minutes just reading this book and I'm behind
Mhm.
on other chores or tasks or whatever I have to do. So yeah, but and like I said, I don't know where the show is going to evolve into, and if I want it to evolve into just talking about current events daily, or what's happening, in each historical moment every other month that we have in our lifetime right now. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get, but to your question though, yeah, I mean, I do want to stay up to date and like kind of find out new knowledge that's coming out, new information, and and that also goes back to with my gym and nutrition type stuff, because that shit's always changing, bro. There's always new information coming out, and like, oh, you shouldn't be eating, I don't know what it is now, but
Bananas or some shit was
yeah, whatever.
recently.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh wait, well, what's the science behind this now? Like, why? So yeah, it keeps me interested. And plus, just I've gotten to where I like learning new things.
Sweet. And I will say that from the massive amounts of things that I have seen and not participated in physically, and I think that ultimately a lot of people just want to avoid the fact that it's, eat less than what you need to, and there's a lot of sweat equity if you want to get in shape. And there's a lot of, it's like, here's some tips and tricks. If you try this, it's like, well, I like the one, there's a video went viral about a year ago, and it's like, step one, if you want to look better, it's like, take your foot, turn it to the side, and then walk your fat ass to the gym. Like, and
He's not wrong.
it's, and that's really kind of the key point of, when you want to do it, you just do it. And you've been doing this now for almost 2 years, and you've had, again, incredible guests. Like, I mean, Wayne's not the only one.
Sure.
And there's actually this one guy. His name's John W. He's probably one of my favorite guests personally. But jokes
Who?
aside, yeah,
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of cool people on the show, and that, you know, that I've really learned a lot from. And then, for example, when you were asking about reading and trying to learn more and stuff, I had Alexandria DeVito, was that her name? DeVito on my forgot what episode she was on, but she was talking about, doing getting in better health for when people were trying to conceive a child or whatever.
mhm,
And there's a lot, I don't know anything about that except just go, like you just said, go work out and stuff like that. So that was a real interesting conversation for me to learn, that, hey, there's a lot more into it, that if you're not able to get, pregnant or whatever, there's some other health factors that are probably could be going on, rather than just, oh, it's either low semen count or it's the
right,
girl's fault, which is all that could usually cause other issues into the relationship and go down this whole different road that you initially or never did plan. But anyway, it was really cool learning about stuff like that, about stuff that I would have known about, and just
Hmm.
your audience and for other people to know that, guys, if you are having a low sperm count, then that could be another or stemming from other health issues that you have going on internally and that you don't not aware of. So that was one thing. It's like, shit, maybe I need to go get myself checked out more often than I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think November is a part of Men's Health and Awareness Month, and of course that's why I see you're beginning to grow the noble beard, no shave November.
yeah,
Um,
and honestly too that, and I didn't mean to cut you off there,
no,
John,
no,
but
you're
yeah,
good.
I've been wanting to tell people this, and I guess you're the first person I've told that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm putting it out here on why, because I've been thinking about this a lot, and I decided this month to do it. But have you? I'm assuming you probably No Nut November.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are we? 6 days in? Eh,
Some people are.
Yeah. So some people probably didn't make it the first day, but and there's been a lot of good research with like semen retention coming out
Mhm.
now, and just that like Mike Tyson did it, and let's see, Muhammad Ali did it. Was two of the ones I know off the top of my head, but it was just they actually contributed their success to actually with semen retention or whatever, not masturbating and not having sex and whatever. So
It's been
yeah,
a
so I thought
sports concept for quite a while, and the argument or antithesis of that was that Wilt Chamberlain admitted to sleeping with over 10,000 women or some shit the
sure.
day before he had 108 points in a game. Like the
Yeah.
day before, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm banging like two, three chicks a night every day. But then you also get these other like really leading professionals, like you said. I heard Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson were pretty decent boxers.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
okay.
they
Yeah.
all right. They had a career or two maybe, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to find the article real quick that I had
mhm.
on. Or I pulled up where I got it from, and like to your point, Wilt Chamberlain could do whatever he wanted to, and
Right.
still go ball. And so is like Magic Johnson. Apparently he banged a lot of women too, and he's arguably one of the best players ever in the NBA. So I don't know. I just thought, with No Shave November, I was like, well, why not? Why not try this too and
Fair
see
enough.
what? Yeah, and like at least try, a week, 2 weeks, and see if there are changes happening.
If you feel different,
Do I feel different? Do I feel like there was something about it increases your testosterone, increases your hair growth? I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that.
see you
I
in a
was
week and a half and your beard's out to here. You're like, it's working.
juicing,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, and just yeah. So like, yeah, to your question and stuff, like something like that, like learning, reading challenges now that and see if this stuff is actually like what is the science behind it, and
Mhm.
like in my own personal, I guess, theory or personal case, whatever you want to say.
I know a guy. He said, "You want to pick up chicks?" He's like, "Just don't rub one out for a couple weeks." And he's like, "Your body will start producing this like come get some pheromone."
Hmm?
And like, dude, I don't know how it worked because the dude was always with some good looking chick and was always like crushing it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't understand how it works for you. It's like, but I guess like every time I see you is right after a drought. But I mean, he swore by it. He said it works. And yeah,
Yeah,
let me.
there's got to be something to it, and I've also heard that when you go around a woman, or I guess, your partner, person, whatever you want to say in today's times, that your testosterone instantly increases because you are thinking about mating with them
Mhm.
or whatever. So, and then they say that because
Getting down with it.
yeah, then if you do control this, and that when you do finally have sex, it's better sex, and it's almost like the side effects of watching porn all the time, I guess. And I didn't mean
Like
for this.
the other one. Oh, I mean, dude, it's a very interesting topic, and I guess
Yeah,
we jumped right in because of November.
yeah,
But yeah, it's like
but
how to get more growth on your YouTube channel. Well, stop jacking off. Step one. All right.
yeah,
Okay.
man,
Never thought about that.
you have so much more time for other things
Yeah.
now. You never knew how much
So
time I was wasting.
for
So
activities.
yeah, man. But man, I keep trying to look for this article because I thought it was going to be. It made so much sense about
Right.
thing. Oh wait, this might be it. Uh, but yeah, so it just like stuff like that intrigues me now, and stuff that it's like, oh, maybe there might be something to this, and maybe why not share it, and maybe and I'm not telling every guy out here to your audience that they should be doing it, but if they are not liking the way things are going right now, then why not?
To
take a chance and change something up.
to get something you never had, you must do something you've never done.
Mm.
So I've always liked that one.
I
And
like.
the other, do you ever you watch anime Full Metal Alchemist?
I don't. I know what you're talking about, but I've never really took a deep dive down anime and sat and watched it. I watched. Is it Marvel? That don't count as anime. Don't they have like the what if?
They have animation, but it's not like anime. But yeah,
Okay, it's not what the ones you're talking about. Okay,
it's all
no, that's
right.
probably as close as I've ever.
Fair enough. Well, the whole Full Metal Alchemist is about alchemy, and it's the equivalent exchange. Basically, you have to give up something for there to be a creation of something else. So it's like, well, I want to make a brick. It's like, well, you need to make sure that you have the raw materials to make a brick, and of course they use like this magic technique, but you can't make something out of nothing, and
Mm.
that's kind of that whole point. To give something up is what you need to achieve something. And we talked about, on here what the free time is to make videos, to do stuff like, just did the YouTube 1K challenge, sent you the document, you get over, 3.4K videos on the next thing. I obviously should have taken my own damn advice, but glad to see you doing it. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it's, there's hard work and luck and, it's just one of those things that I'm just still putting out content and, talking to people and I'm still enjoying it. And just that
yeah,
it's one of those things that if what does Ron White say that, if you stop listening, then I'll shut up. If people
yep,
stop listening, then I'll shut up. And that's kind of, what my, I guess, attitude going into this race right now. And just, like you just said, that next month will be year 2 for me. And just that, well, let's keep riding a little bit longer and, we'll see what happens. And,
yeah.
just this was just, I don't want to say it was all luck, but it could have been, a little luck and a little hard work all at the same time.
What is it? Luck is just hard work disguised as a moment or something. I can't remember. It was something basically attributing that like hard work, preparation, these sorts of things are really what gets you to where you're quote lucky because it's like, oh, I got lucky, I was identified as like the best football player on the team. It's like, well, where did they find you? Well, I usually go in early, like you think of Kobe and all these greats that are like, I work out harder than anyone else. It's like, well, how'd you get discovered? Well, I was doing the things that would get you discovered. I was putting in the work that would make me great. I was doing the things. So it's like, yeah, it's like it was luck that you happened to be in the gym at the right time, but statistically speaking, you're in the gym so damn much, you were identified. It's like, oh, I was lucky that my book got picked up. Well, really? Well, how much writing do you do? Well, I write about an hour, 2 hours a night every day for the last 10 years, and somebody just happened to see my writing and like it. It's like, yeah, but you've produced
Sure.
and you get the value from that, and then someone finds it, and then you have the wealth to build off of that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, that's just like I mean, in internet today, I mean, if you keep putting out content, you might just get, good enough when better than, but once somebody might see whatever your video it is and like it, then repost it on their page, and then boom, it's almost like a viral hit instantaneously. So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you shouldn't also start a podcast or start a channel just to try to get famous. And not saying
yeah.
that, yeah, I'm not saying that that's happening to me right now, but I just really enjoy doing it. And it's basically a second hobby for me. And it's just
Hmm.
something cool. When I get home, it helps me become a better speaker. I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm connecting with people, I'm networking. It helps me use like, I'm using Adobe stuff now to actually, I don't know, edit my stuff. And it's just like I
Yep.
never would have thought I would have been doing stuff like that. And there's a lot of positives to it. Yeah. The only downtime is that, yeah, might have to put up another hour or two, you
Right,
know,
right.
and take away from if you have loved ones or family or whatever. But still, I'm not putting another 8 hours into this every night, but a couple that I know I can
Yeah.
sacrifice. And it's worth it. It's like, well, okay, what's another hour? Okay, well, maybe I can't watch the Netflix show tonight, but my next day off, I'll catch up on it or
Right, right.
like that. It's about time management.
Yeah. And getting in that sweet two Spartan runs you did. Was it last
Yeah,
week?
man. It was last,
Yeah.
yeah, not this past weekend, but the one before that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude.
yeah, I got my trifecta. Is it up here? I don't even know where it's at. I got my trifecta badge. So
Congrats.
and speaking to that point, that since I finished that, I've had numerous people ask me what is my next physical challenge or physical thing that I'm going to do. And
No, not November. We just went over that.
well, I guess right now it is, but I guess it is. That's a pretty big physical challenge. But yeah, but when he asked me that, I to not to that, but yeah, I was like, I have no idea what it's going to be, and I don't know what I want to do, and I don't know if I should just take a couple months off and figure it out, which that's kind of what I'm leaning towards since the holidays are coming up and all that good stuff. But there is one in January where you're supposed to run 100 miles into the month of January.
Oh, for January, not like run 100 miles, like an I think an ultra
Yeah, yeah.
marathon.
You just run. You got to within the month of January get 100 miles in,
So let's see here.
like like 3 a day.
4 miles a day, right around
Mhm.
it.
So I was thinking about doing that, and
Hmm.
then also with the Spartan runs and next April or whenever it was, if you run like the two I did this past weekend and plus the third one that I did earlier in August, if you run all three of those in one weekend, then you get another super badge, and I guess you could take on the Cleons for challenging for
Yeah,
domination or something. I don't know, but yeah.
yeah. Was it
So yeah,
not the Warbird, not the Peace Bird? I cannot remember what the Klingon battleship was, but it's
oh,
something bird. Damn it.
I don't know. I couldn't
Uh,
remember it. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's what's been going on with me though, and I guess I got a little off topic with your question, but yeah. So
it's all good,
okay,
dude. That's part of the fun, and
yeah,
I think we're close to that dirty 30 and keeping it short, keeping it sweet. But dude, again, congratulations. Glad to see big things, and looking forward to next time we hang out, virtually or just in person.
for sure, baby.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, Chris of Chris Shelor Select, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Hopefully, you will be able to give us some of the details I can link below for Wayne's anti-tinnitus sweet beats, and we'll be able to share that out with people. I know my father suffers from tinnitus, so that would be
Wow, okay,
great to be able to be like, hey, if this is something that works for him, that'd be awesome. And
for
a lot of
sure.
people do that. So, uh, thanks again. Appreciate your time, and we'll catch you soon, buddy.
All right, later, John. Thanks.